Tuesday. Second day in a row enjoying the loss of weekend freedom.
Man, can't get any better. I hate the fact that the weekend freedom's getting closer and closer every day.
Yeah.
Starting to scare me.
I'm starting to get anxious about it.
Bell got so freaked out about it, he left.
Yeah.
Now
I'm always anxious about the weekend.
Because good stuff could happen.
Ugh.
We got a little crossover today. We're going to have we got Jackson coming in at 2. And currently, we got the one and only, the Mad Dog.
You're stuck with me.
I like it.
That's Brother Mace.
Brother Mason. Mad Dog Mason in the house.
I'm here, law breaking and all.
Hair is big and all kinds of stuff. He's going to be running in and out. A lot of stuff to get to today. How's your day, young Ken? Is your day going good, Ken? Do you feel good about it? It's beautiful weather.
No, I am not having a good day.
Man, it's just, as you get older, you just start to break apart. And you're just like, I guess this is it now. I guess my leg fell off. We're just going to have to live with it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It is what it is.
You know what? That's the best way to describe it right there. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You and I are having a chat this morning about you, what you're going on with your wife and your ears. We got Bell's stomach is a hot mess, and he's leaving. I'm just like, this is what life is.
It is, man. I mean, I remember. I've been, talking to my wife. This year's just been a challenging year, and I just remember. I remember in my 20s hearing people my age now talk about these things going on, and just thinking, that's never going to happen to me.
Totally.
And then, and something too, dude. I found the old MTV Metal Mayhems.
Yes.
On not Metal Mayhem. What were they? Headbangers Ball.
Headbangers Ball. Yeah.
On YouTube, and like people who recorded Headbangers Ball on VHS have now put them on YouTube. And it's like I'm watching them, and, everybody's in their 20s. They're young. They're joking about dying and walking with canes and being in pain. And I just said, well, here we are, boys.
Yeah.
30 years later, here we are.
You and I are sitting out there. We're talking about everything. And it's so weird because Bell's stomach is really upset. And as all this is going on, Ken and I are just standing there talking, and Bell's like, ah!
Yeah, I mean, he's in serious shape. It looks like he's had a bad reaction to his
medicine.
Something.
And as all of this stuff is going on, you and I are sitting there talking, and the whole thing I'm thinking is like, I remember making fun of people. It's like, I can't go over there. There's just a bunch of old people are going to talk about all the medicine they take. Yeah. And I'm like, that is who we've become.
Dude, that is you and I 30 years ago, standing where we were, we would not have had that conversation.
No. I'd have made fun of you. I'm like, you guys are the worst.
We'd have been making fun of Bell.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of do anyways, but still,
right.
I told him, dude, you know what would help you? Is he's like laying there. He's like, oh my God, it's like somebody's driving a hot poker through my soul. I said, well, if you marry an Amish woman, that wouldn't happen.
Right. I can't tell you how many friends I have. I've got one buddy who he's got to take an injection in his right knee every month.
Whoa.
And it's like he actually filmed the needle once. And I mean, it's like it's the length of a spoon. They just shove it in his knee and shoot this stuff in it, and he can walk around, without any pain for about a month until he has to go back.
And that's where we are, our healthcare system, and we're going to talk about it later because it is so broken. We're at this point where it's like we've become cars that we don't want to spend any more money on.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what can you do just to keep me running? What's that going to cost?
Dude, every time I go to St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital and just that entire medical complex around there, and everybody in Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee who goes there knows, that parking lot is jam-packed.
Yes.
It's full. I mean, it's amazing.
It is.
It's like, and today, man, I mean, just people are just in pain.
Yeah.
And, this place where we're going, I mean, there's a line of cars where people who cannot walk on their own are having to be pulled up to the doors. You got people who've got to help these people out of the car. It's depressing, man.
It is depressing. And it's you're sitting there going, that's not the way that and look, our generation is ahead of the game because, when I'm, some of those people you look and they're only like 65 or 70 and like, well, okay, we're going to be a little bit better shape than that. But at the same time, it is, it is crazy. It's like when we talk about, like Red Fox when he was in Sanford and Son, you felt like that's what 50 used to look like?
Yes. That's right. He was in his 50s.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, oh my God. He was like 49 when it started.
It's like in the parking lot today, dude, on the way to the building. There's this guy struggling to get into his pickup. He's on his cell phone. He's getting his pickup. I'm not lying. This guy may have been 30 years old, and he's telling somebody about about the injections that he's got to come back for next week.
Oh my God. Well, you got young people with colon cancer like never seen before.
Yeah, that's happening a
totally
lot younger
scary.
now.
Right? You've got it's so bizarre, but it's what it's about? It's about just doing enough to keep you alive. There's no money in the cure, baby. There's money in the disease.
Yeah.
Pain management is massive. If I can keep you alive, I can, how else am I going to pay for my house in Hawaii? It ain't free, but it is we've become that. Like my mom, like I'm sitting there, dealing with my wife and my mother-in-law as like, what are we going to do? She's like 74, I think. So, but she's lived a little hard, partied a little bit. And,
yep.
And somebody texted yesterday, goes, hey, I'd like to do some peyote with your mother-in-law. Like, I don't have a problem with that, but whatever.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
But I'm sitting there going, okay, now I got to figure this out, right? Like, what's going to happen? Should she fall? I mean, that's her big fear. She's going to fall. She could break a hip. She already has pineal side, they exist all over her back. She could barely walk at times. And, I'm looking over and her brother-in-law, who was helping with the house, he's diagnosed now, and he's only like 65, and he's got Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. And you're just looking around going, sweet mother of goodness. And, and then I was talking to my mom the other day, and thank God she's in pretty good health, but my aunt is not. And I was like, something happened to my aunt. I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out what to do with my family.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Well, and I tell you, it's like I've talked to you guys. Eventually the 20 years that I smoked cigarettes off and on, that's going to catch up to me one of these days. I know that they say after 15 years, your lungs go back to, the same risk of cancer as they were before smoking. I'm not buying that. I mean, and it's my own fault. I made my choices.
Yeah.
That's the thing. A lot of us made our own choices.
Yeah. No.
And I just, I go back to being in my teens and 20s when you're just freaking immortal and people telling you things you shouldn't do because of what can happen later on, and you're just laughing.
Yeah. Oh, because, I watch, yesterday I did a story on my national show about e-bikes and how crazy they've become and how many, the doctors are like, look, there's not a day that doesn't go by I don't see a kid in here with something stupid. And like when Jack first got into his e-bikes and stuff, because they do feel immortal, people are like, what'd you do to Jack? I said, honest to God, this sounds horrible. I said, I showed him Gary Busey. And I said, he didn't wear his helmet. And that kind of was like, whoa.
Yep.
But I rode his e-bike once. I'm like, I used to ride bikes. I'm like, it was terrifying. I thought if I fall over, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, and Belle and I went and ate over here at this little Mexican restaurant behind us.
Yeah.
And a dude flew by Belle and I on one of those one wheels. That's just the one wheel that you stand on and you kind of maneuver it with your body. He was flying and I got like, oh God, like he's going to die. But he had full gear on, but I thought couldn't even imagine that. I'm watching today. There's a 66-year-old woman who is doing who just broke the record for the oldest professional skateboarder. And I'm thinking, but back in the day, I would have had no problems with that. But now I'm like, oh, and I try to play sports and I try to do as much as possible. But
oh yeah,
I also know that I put my body through a lot, and I just know that I couldn't handle any more knee issues.
Dude, being a teetotaler though, you're helping yourself out, man. Because I know in my family, In my family, both sets of my grandparents lived to at least 89, and a couple of them got into their 90s, and in relatively good health. I mean, my grandfather on my mom's side, unfortunately, he had stomach cancer. He survived that only to get dementia and wound up in a nursing home. And then my grandfather on my dad's side, I mean, eventually they say that they say that a man, if nothing else gets a man, eventually it will be prostate cancer.
Yes. Yeah.
And that apparently led to colon cancer for Grandpa Weaver. And I believe he was 92 when he passed. But the thing that I know about my family members who live these long lives, no smoking, no drinking, no drugs. Everybody else in my family that passed at the usual age in the 60s or 70s, well, they smoked or they drank or they did drugs.
You've got to.
So kids, stay off the drugs.
Yeah.
Don't smoke. And moderation is key.
Moderation is key, like anything. I mean, we always joke about, and don't have fruits and vegetables because, as we know, those are all poison, which is weird.
Yeah, you'll get explosive diarrhea.
And by the way, don't catch the measles because 2 people died from them. Who dies from the measles?
Anymore. Yeah. What?
Who in God's name is a plague enthusiast? My God, but, there's non-smoking, but somebody just texted in and said, oh, Ken, tell brother Ken stop panicking. I have an uncle never smoked a day in his life. He died of lung cancer.
Well, you know what? Strangely enough, my father-in-law never smoked a day in his life, and he contracted lung cancer.
God, it's so weird. It is so weird.
I mean, and when you get down to it, some people do all this stuff. I mean, hell, look at Keith Richards.
Yeah.
Everybody is individual, and you just never know.
No, you never know.
You never know what's going to. It's just like this situation with my wife. We cannot pinpoint anywhere, anything happening to put us in the position we're at now. We just have no idea. No. And really, all the doctors are saying is that, it could have been building over time. So now we're just working on managing it, and hopefully healing it.
Which is all you, and you get to the point in your life where it's like, okay, what can I do to manage the pain and have an enjoyment of life and kind of accept at times that maybe this is kind of what it's going to be for a while.
Right. I'm telling you, man, people like Dr. Mitchell over at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Hey, I've been seeing him for, the hissing in my ears. And I'll tell you something, dude. It is amazing how good I feel after every treatment. I didn't know how bad I felt until I went and saw Dr. Mitchell.
Yeah.
And I do get paid to do commercials for Dr. Mitchell, but it's just the truth. It's the truth, man. The dude, I feel better.
And he makes you taller for a little while, which is always good.
I don't know about that, man.
But it is, it's scary. And I think we're going to talk about it later. We've got a broken healthcare system that needs to get fixed.
It's all about money, dude.
And it is all about money. And you guys want to know why the Medicare for All is taking off and people are listening to the DSA wackadoos because they're wackadoos and so many other things. You want to know why? Because we're spending more than every other nation, at times double that others get, and our outcomes are nowhere near as good as some of the other places. It's a sad state that we're in, and it's about money. And I don't begrudge people making money, but at some point in time, you look up and say to yourself, is it worth that and what we're going through? My goodness me. It's crazy. Yeah. Also today, we're going to talk about our hot takes. Hot Take Tuesday.
Oh, I got a great one, dude. And I thought of it last night watching some of my stories.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Little Hot Take Tuesday. Also, are you going to participate in Hot Take Tuesday there, young Mason?
We'll see if I could generate a couple.
Brother Mace can.
You know he can. I bet you can. On top of that, the NFL, this big studies come out about players and their deaths and CTE. And yeah, there's a lot more to it than just 1 in 4 when you actually hear the number. It's kind of scary. So a bunch of stuff to get to today. If you're missing the show, shame on you, grab the podcast. Chat Bench, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital is amazing. I'm telling you guys right now, with the chaos in the world of, well, the financial world, the Dows, the S&P, stuff overbought. Is it going to pop at some point in time? What's going on globally, geopolitically? Why not get a second opinion on what's going on in your investments, your retirements? First and foremost, it's all about risk management with Bulwark. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. Absolutely the most important thing. How do you do those things? Bulwark's going to show you what they're all about. Secondly, how can they use the things that they do with their fundamentals to help grow you in a way that grows for what you're looking for? Some people, when they go and talk to people, and it's the same thing when I was a broker a long time ago, where they wanted to get in life, they were never going to get to because they were so risk adverse that it was just never going to happen. And sometimes people are in positions where they were way too far gone that if something went sideways, they would blow themselves up. Don't let that be you. Talk to Bulwark. Get a free second opinion right now. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOW, yourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management's Know Your Risk Portfolio Review.
Investment advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 26112.
All right, Channel 4 is reporting an officer-involved shooting in Williamson County. The Highway Patrol is investigating after a young child was killed in what is being called a fatal pedestrian incident with a dump truck in Coffee County. These stories and more coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Ah, baby. Every single Tuesday, we like to give you a little something. You guys know how it works. A little hot take Tuesday. The way it works is non-political stuff, right? No politics, pop culture, all that stuff. Just crazy takes that are something you're like, this is, like mayonnaise is the greatest thing in the history of the world. There's a crazy take, but it's not really crazy because it's absolutely true. We call this Hot Take Tuesday.
Hot take, hot take, hot take Tuesday.
Hot freaking take. All right, what you got for us, Ken?
We're all idiots.
Yes.
For paying to watch apps that run commercials. When we used to have free TV, and would watch commercials. Now we're paying to watch commercials in the shows that we love.
It is so true. I saw the funniest thing on Reddit yesterday. Somebody said it to me. It said, he used to say, I used to be LGBTQ plus. He goes, now with inflation, I'm LGBTQ plus, but with ads.
That's right.
Oh, my Lord. That is so true.
Man, have you noticed how long some of the commercials are on like Hulu?
Yeah, they're like 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Takes up the whole
Dude,
ad time.
I've seen them run 3 minutes.
I was just say I had a 5-minute one when I was watching a show a couple months ago. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break from Hulu. I don't want to come back to this right now.
And here's the thing. Yeah, you can pay more for the quote unquote premium and not watch commercials, but they just jack it up every year.
Say, it's the same. You pay more, right? And then what happens? Well, then eventually it moves into the bracket you've just moved into because they got to add more ads.
That's right.
It is. It is insane. Because I've got YouTube TV because I love the football, right? Football, baby. I love it. So I've got the YouTube TV so we can do the red zone and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, but I have no ads at least when I run my YouTube.
Right.
But when it comes to Hulu, I'm like, I know I have like the biggest plan because I got all the live TV, but it still feels like I got to watch ads all the time.
Right.
And even things where it's a movie, right? Like, okay, I get it. For television, fine. But a movie, I still got to watch freaking ads. In the middle of it, it'll stop down, and I got to watch a damn ad.
Right. There's one, maybe it's Paramount. There's one app where they run all the ads at the front of the movie.
Yes.
But
they'll
it's like
ask you,
7
would you like
minutes.
90 seconds of commercials now or whatever, and no ads later?
Right. But it takes like 7 minutes to get to the movie.
So just so insane. Bell, not Bell, the non-Bell. Bell's one day was enough for Bell. He had enough of us. We were too excited. He says he's only coming in on Mondays anyways because we're so excited. Would you have something for us, Mason?
I don't know if this fits perfectly, but one thing that has really been affecting me recently is since I moved, I've been having to do a lot of calls to companies. My hot take is I would rather deal with someone on a help desk from a foreign country than deal with the AI answering machines that I've been getting recently, because I've been going in so many dang loopholes and circles trying to get to a real person to solve my simple issue that I would have rather dealt with broken English than deal with that.
Yes. You know what? It is not working out the way that a lot of people thought it was going to work out.
No.
I mean, it is. I'm at the point now. It's like, it's just easier to cancel. I'll start something else new.
Yeah, I'll figure it out some other time. I guess I'll go with AC for another 3 months without. It. It's fine.
I'll buy 9 fans and just put water on it. I can't do this anymore.
I'll stack some ice cubes up.
It's just I get that. Oh, Lord, do I get that. This one's for you, ladies. Okay.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I get it. You got a nice body. But I saw people yelling at somebody on Friday. Poor guy out here. And, honey, what you were wearing, when you wear stuff like that outside, you do that because you want people to look. You can't be offended when people look. Okay? It's just that's the reality of it. All right? There's a reason that you wear that outfit. It's not because it's super comfortable. Okay? It's the same thing when you go to the gym and you're doing stuff. At least I follow this girl who's very honest. She goes, I love it when guys look at me. She's really fit and she wears the super tight. This girl didn't have that on. She had shorts where you could see everything. And these guys were riding their bikes and they were looking at her. She started yelling at him. I thought, you wanted that reaction.
Right.
That's what you wanted. And when you got it, you didn't like it. You you had to have known this couldn't be a shock that people were going to stare at you.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, this Demumbrian and 40 down here, it is like girls' butt cheek alley.
Absolutely.
Because, when those girls are all gussied up, ready to go downtown, their asses are hanging out of the bottom of those shorts.
This girl yesterday, Friday, her ass, it went halfway up. That was it. And then she had a crop top on. And I thought, I don't know who that's for. Like, that's for people to look at you. If I have a Ferrari, I'm not going to put a cover on it and go everywhere. You're taking it out. You know people are going to stare. You go, don't look at my Ferrari.
You think these are the same people who go to the coffee shop hoping they get their order wrong so they can argue at the desk?
Yeah, probably. Because they want everything to be about them. And it was. And she didn't like it. So, you know what, though? Who's that for? It's like when I go play pickleball. When I go play pickleball and you're wearing that, it's pickleball on a Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Who's that for? Because it ain't for me. Oh, lordy, lordy. Coming up. Oh, let's talk a little bit about the NFL. This report came out today, and we should have more conversation about this. I love football. But this is scary because the numbers, when they point stuff out, you're like, oh, well, that's still scary. But then when you look at the real numbers, you're like, sweet mother of God, this ain't good. We'll talk a bit about that and a bunch of other good stuff on the way. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we got an injury crash over in the nation's 51st Avenue north of Delaware. Then in Berry Hill, a crash. Off-ramp is partially blocked. 440 eastbound off-ramp to go southbound on 65. Channel 4's reporting an officer-involved shooting in Williamson County, waiting to get some more details on that. The Tennessee Highway Patrol is investigating after a young child was killed in an incident involving a dump truck this morning in Tullahoma. The Highway Patrol says this was a pedestrian fatality incident. Happened at the intersection of Kings Lane and Country Club Drive, but the cause and circumstances remain under investigation. New safety measures in place at Ascension St. Thomas Midtown following a pharmacy error that injured 4 patients. Investigators say patients undergoing routine joint replacement surgeries were injected with the wrong medication after a pharmacy mix-up. The hospital says it has added barcode verification, separate storage procedures, and mandatory double checks. That has raised questions about why those safeguards were not already in place before the August 14th incident. Here's News Channel 5's Jennifer Krause with pharmacy safety expert Dr. Stephen Eckel, who teaches at the University of North Carolina's Eshelman School of Pharmacy and is also a longtime hospital pharmacy administrator.
Would you say most hospitals already have these in place?
I know it's what we advocate for and what we teach and educate individuals, organizations to be doing.
The hospital again says it has now added barcode scanning, independent reviews, and second pharmacist checks. CIA Director John Ratcliffe reportedly in Moscow. ABC News learning Ratcliffe is in Moscow for meetings, although there's been no official comment from the CIA or Defense Department. A Ukrainian official also telling ABC News Ukraine agreed not to strike Moscow during Ratcliffe's visit. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
You know, as we talk about getting your back back and doing it away, many of us, you know, we don't want to do it with pills and drugs. And that's the beauty of when you go to the Wellness Institute in Nashville and Dr. Mitchell. Whole thing is no drugs, no pills, no shots. This is about getting you back to feeling your best, whether it's sciatic, neuropathy, spinal stenosis. It is the way that you can get yourself feeling better again with non-surgical spinal decompression. Right now, it's 50% off right now. And they're going to personalize treatment plans designed to relieve pressure on your spine, reduce the pain, and, of course, getting you back to doing the things you love. And right now, with it being 50% off, you go on in there, talk to Dr. Mitchell, bring your MRI. They're going to build a plan that is right for you, that's going to offer you lasting relief. So don't settle for masking the pain. That's not what you want. You want to find out what's really causing it. Dr. Mitchell and the Wellness Institute have you covered. Call 615-246-5600. 5009. That's 615-246-5009, or visit painisbad.com for the Wellness Institute, helping Nashville move better, feel better, and live with less pain.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings, we pay all cash, we close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home the hassle-free way with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
Hey, this is Pastor Allen. Join us on Super Talk 99.7, Sunday evenings from 7 to 8. We're going to look at the news from a biblical perspective.
So it was a pharmacy mess up.
A pharmacy mix-up.
The same day.
4 times.
And I know they showed the medicine like it's really close. I'm like, well, maybe we need to figure out in all the stuff that we do, how we make things not so easily confusing.
Yeah, I mean, was the person or the people responsible, number one, were, and I'm not saying this is excusable or should let them off, but are they overworked?
Yeah.
Or were they in a rush? Were they rushed? Or, I guess, the TBI is looking into whether it was intentional, which it's interesting that the TBI is investigating.
Yeah, that is
this,
interesting.
because that indicates the possibility that criminal charges could be filed.
Yeah, but then when they show, and one of the things, I think it was on WSMV, they showed the medicines next to each other.
Yeah, that's Channel 5 did too.
You can't tell.
No.
You can't tell. The average person. It was probably a mistake.
A bad mistake.
A bad mistake. But I don't think, it all happened in one day. Because if somebody's going to be nefarious, it happens over time. There's no serial killer that is killing a whole bunch of people in a hospital all in one day or trying to hurt people in a hospital because you're going to get found out. It's going to be way easy. This just seems like human error that caused somebody to be paralyzed. One of the ladies is on a ventilator. That I do know. Like it's bad. But we talked about it last week. Was it 300,000 people, 250 to 300,000 people a year die from medical oopsies? I guess the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad. And now they're like, well, we fixed the glitch. How about fix the glitch where you make the products look so much different? You know? Like if there was something that was pepper and then the next thing next to it was salt, but it looked like the pepper, you get that confused sometimes. But guess what? Salt looks like salt and pepper looks like pepper for a reason.
Well, and according to this pharmacy expert that News Channel 5 is talking about in regards to the Ascension incident, a lot of the changes that Ascension says they have made since the incident is something that they have encouraged other hospitals to do for a long time. In other words, they probably should have been doing it anyway.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Well, but this is what happens. And we've talked about this when it comes to money. And airplane companies are famous for this. It's a risk reward. It's a financial thing. Yeah, if we take all the planes out of the sky to fix this one little thing that may or may not bring down a plane, it's going to cost us $500 million. If something was to happen, then we'll go fix it then, and it maybe costs us, $250 million in settlements. We'll figure out how to deal with it. And it sounds horrible, but it's a dollars and cents game. And you don't want that. This lady's going to be paralyzed forever. There's no coming back. It's not like there's a magical thing that's going to happen with her spine. And it should be easier. Somebody said if TBI's involved, they're looking at stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because they investigate crimes. I mean, they're not there. I don't think they're there for civil penalties.
No, they're not.
Lawsuits.
Yeah, salt looks like sugar. Yeah, but yeah, very true. Salt does look like sugar. But they put them in different. I've never had a sugar in a salt container. Have you? Salt is always in a container that is way different looking than a sugar container. Well, nowadays it all comes in a package anyways.
I would think that having two people check before the medicine is given, that just seems to me like that should just be mandatory.
Well, like on an airplane, right? When those guys are doing the checks, you check, I checked, I'm going to check too. So you check and then you check. We all check. There's three of us that checked. Somebody said, Sally's hot take, medicines at the pharmacy at the hospital should be labeled like painkiller, you killer. You're like,
Well, I mean, these places are busy too.
Yes.
Man. I mean, and that's the thing. And so having double checks, it just seems to make sense.
There should be so many safeguards in place. But when you have a place that is, those people are probably overworked, they're probably doing 60, there should be a job probably for 6 people. It's now down to 3.
Yep.
Because people got to get paid. And by people, I mean people on the board and shareholders. And guess what? Like you say, TBI's looking. It's not for civil. They want to know whether there's some issues. And there's already been, that's the other thing, there's already been warnings. And this is where in China, as we talked about the guy yesterday at Evergrande who's going to jail for life, this is the thing in China. Something like this in China happens and there's a big issue, you're criminally. We don't do that here. You're criminally. There was a thing a few years ago, I don't know if you remember, there were some people that died in China because of bad milk. They executed the CEO. They do not mess. I mean, should we do that? No, but we seem to just go, we'll just pay him off. Oh, so frustrating. Speaking of frustrating, you and I love football, Ken.
Football.
By the way, what is up with, so wait a minute, you were a professional, but now you're going to go play in college. That's weird.
We got to get a handle on this thing.
That
man.
is, so guys are going now and they're saying, hey, can you cut me? And
yeah, because you're going to cut me anyway.
Yeah.
And I'd rather I can make more money if I go back to college.
Yeah, even if you're not going to cut me, you're going to pay me $500,000. They're going to pay me $1.3 million.
Right.
And I got to go back and hang out at college.
Now everybody's going to be like BYU.
Yes.
And you're going to have 26 and 27-year-olds.
Well, not only do you have 26, think about this. The guy that's the Daquan Wright who started this, he's going back to college. LSU's already got him. And it's weird, too, that the way he went through the portal, because you're not supposed to be able to do that. The SEC is trying to figure out a way to combat this with this thing. But you've got several others that are ready to go. And this is all because of the COVID season. So they've been the 22 season, they've been granted one extra year. So these guys are trying to jet back. But think about this. You were just playing in the NFL. You've played 2 preseason games, have been working out.
Yeah.
Now you're going to go take another guy's scholarship who's been there the whole summer? Oh, that is not cool. But as, Lane Kiffin, who's always causing trouble, as everybody says, if not me, somebody else is going to do it. And even Ryan Day said, well, we got to pay attention to that. If guys are coming back, we have a chance.
Oh, yeah.
We got to pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, I keep, I'm a Sooner, so I follow, all of the podcasts and, the Sooner insiders, and apparently there's mumblings that we could actually get somebody back.
Yeah, and you're not going to say no to that.
No, especially on that defense.
Yeah, you got a guy that's playing in the NFL, and some of these guys, like the Daquan Wright, he might have made the team, but he knows I make the team as the 53rd player, but I'm going to be the number 1 dude down below. And I'm going to get paid more money to be that guy.
And it's like you said, dude, if LSU's going to do it, well, everybody is.
Yeah. And it was funny because you watch it. I was watching, God, what's his name? Ryan Day over at Ohio State. And he said, somebody comes in and they said they just got Daquan Smith. And they're like, he's in the NFL, but now he's out of the NFL. And he goes, yeah, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't go, well, we got to take a look at this.
Yeah.
Just crazy. Absolutely. It is insane. Coming up, what are you going to do? Bell does sports. Bell's not here, but we are going to talk about the NFL, but the concussions, because I think it absolutely has to be talked about. The numbers of this are crazy.
Yeah, 1 in 4 former NFL players, I think they said, who have died between, was it 2016?
16 and 21.
And 21 had signs of CTE.
Yeah.
That's quite a coinkydink.
Yeah, that is quite a coinkydink. No doubt about that. So we need to have that conversation, because when you break that into numbers in a real way, it gets way scarier. It's super scary because there are serious issues here. And already 1 in 4, you have a 4 times more likely if you played college football or pro football to die from a neurodegenerative disease. Now you add this to it? That is scary. We'll talk a bit about that as we do a little Bell does sports, even though Bell, if you guys haven't heard, he went home. We fired him till Monday or tomorrow. And we got Mason here till 2, and then we'll have Jackson. I don't think I've worked with Jackson.
Jackson's fun.
Well, no, let me phrase it. I've worked with Jackson, and this is where I've worked with Jackson. We're out at an event. He's eating wings, wandering around, talking and high-fiving people, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this is what you're missing, Bell.
He's going to be the future governor of this state.
He is. Or the governor.
The gunner.
Yeah, the gunner. Our future gunner. He'll be here at 2 o'clock. So we got Mason until then. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. Incogni is awesome. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, so Incogni, for me, goes and gets all of my data off data broker sites. And I was looking at what they did to get my stuff off, and I was absolutely blown away. So they go to all these data broker sites. They get you removed from these sites, which is amazing. They've saved me almost 300 hours of work if I was to do it myself. They've got me off over 278 sites. And on top of that, that's just the data sites, not the people person sites, because you can search just for people, not information. It is insane. And they've got me off hundreds of those. They'll do the same for you. Don't let your data get into the hands of people that would want to sell you crazy stuff all day long, or even worse, find out where you live and criminally go after you in any way, shape, or form they can. That's why I choose Incogni. INCOGNI. Take back control with your data. Go to incogni.com/Benson. Use code Benson to save 60% right there. It's just a few bucks a month. Incogni.com/Benson saves you 60%. Use code Benson for incogni.com/Benson.
Hey,
Hey, it's Dan Mandis from Super Talk 99.7 WTN and Nashville's Morning News. I'm here with Chris from USS, United Structural Systems. He's checking out my basement, my foundation, my crawl space to see if there's anything wrong. Fingers crossed. All right, so there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is we found some cracks in my basement wall. The good news, I've got Chris here who's going to walk me through the next steps.
Yes, so unfortunately, your house has been subject to the pressure of the dirt. The hydrostatic pressure, heavy dirt pushes on foundation walls, and you got a little bit of what we call bowing. So that wall is pushed in a little bit. But we have a lifetime warranty solution for that. So we install, usually in a day or two, this can be done in most situations. We install carbon fiber straps, which keep the wall from moving inward at any point in the future. It's a lifetime warranty for anybody that ever owns this house. So it's a quick and routine thing that we do, but it yields some long-lasting benefits.
It's a great selling point if you want to sell your house.
Absolutely. Good thing about our warranties is they're not only transferable, like the contract says, they're automatically transferred when you sell your house. So you don't have to sign any paperwork or even send us an email saying that you sold your house. Warranty would transfer to the next owner.
All right, drivers over in the Nations, we've got an injury crash, 51st Avenue north of Delaware. Then in Berry Hill, a crash. The off-ramp right lane is blocked. This is 440 eastbound to go southbound on 65. Channel 4 is reporting an officer-involved shootings under investigation here in Middle Tennessee. We've got that and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It's that time. We talk sports.
Now it's time for Sports with Bell. When you need to know sports information, you turn to the guy who calls basketball shooty hoops.
Let's talk some sports with Bell.
Even though Bell isn't here, because he never seems to be here anymore. We're talking about the 1 and 4. Now, here's the scary part. So 1 and 4 NFL players that died between 2016 and 2021 had CTE. But wait, that's not really the number. 878 died. They only tested 235. Out of the 235 they tested, because remember, they can't test for CTE until you're dead. 215 had it. So that's 91% of the people they tested had CTE. That's scary. I mean, that is a frightening thing to think about. So while it's 1 in 4 in the number, they didn't test some 643 of them. How could you not, at this point, think that? I mean, look, there's only so much you're going to be able to do, and it's a violent game. That's why we watch it. It's our version of Gladiators. But if you know anything, go back and read the Roman things about gladiators. Gladiators were super protected. If you killed another dude's gladiator, because it was their, it was their farm, essentially, you had to pay the guy a bunch of money because they were heroes. Very rarely did they fight to the death, and when they did, it usually was an accident. We love our heroes. We love all that stuff, but man, the fact that that's just insane numbers, and they can't test for it until you die, which is also a weird thing. We got to do better. It's like, and then there is ALS part of it. It's hard not to think, right? And you look at Chris Johnson, among other ones. How many every year? There's 2 or 3 ex-NFL players that end up having ALS, and you ask, do you see that in any other sport? I don't see that in baseball. I mean, I don't even see that in hockey.
Boys.
Yeah?
I am seeing something.
What?
This is from people. Now I've got to say it.
Say it. Oh, I see it too. Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton, country music legend, dies at 80, according to People magazine.
It's on the front page of Drudge now too.
Wow.
Right across Fox right now too.
Yeah, it's on Fox, and it's also on CNN. So
wow.
I think we know what we're going to talk about coming up. Hour number 2.
You want to talk about American royalty?
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh.
Beloved American royalty. By the way, beloved by right, left, people who didn't know, worldwide. When I was in England, absolutely beyond beloved how much they loved Dolly Parton in the UK. So we will talk about that when we come back. But if you're just hearing, Dolly Parton has passed away, age 80. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. And right now, the top story in the world. Multiple media outlets, including People magazine, which is the first I saw, reporting that Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. This is just 4 days after saying, "I still have so many things I want to achieve." The story goes like this. Legendary singer-songwriter and country music icon Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. Her nephew revealed the news in an August 25th Instagram video. Parton shared an update on her health just on Friday, acknowledging her recent decline after the March 2025 death of her husband, Carl Dean. So it looks like it's true, folks. Dolly Parton, the arguably,
That's hard news to hear, Ken.
It is. Queen of country music. Dead at age 80.
Man, that is, I can't even, I just saw her, they were talking yesterday, she was talking about using holograms in the future.
Yeah.
To keep her legacy and everything going. And that was just yesterday I talked about that.
Dude, we were just talking on Murphy's show last week that if I was in the physical if I was ever in the physical presence of Dolly Parton, I think I'd just faint.
Yeah, she's one of those where you don't meet your heroes, and you meet her and you're like, I'm glad I met my hero.
Yeah.
I'm glad I met somebody who is a human being that is just amazing.
Dude, I think you just nailed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. We'll be talking about this all day, folks. Meanwhile, in Middle Tennessee, an officer-involved shooting is under investigation in Williamson County. Fairview police say officers responded to a call today, that is, involving the Williamson County Sheriff's Office, and shots were fired during the incident. Sheriff's Office says its deputies were not involved and had not arrived on scene when the shooting occurred. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation now leading that investigation. And a tragedy in Tullahoma claiming the life of a child this morning. According to the Tennessee Highway Patrol, it was a fatal pedestrian incident involving the child and a dump truck at the intersection of Country Club Drive and Kings Lane. And in Murray County, Columbia police and federal agents, according to Fox 17, are carrying out a major crackdown on suspected illegal gambling operations across the city. Authorities say officers are serving 21 search warrants at locations believed to be connected to the investigation, many of them convenience stores. Police have not released details about arrests or evidence collected. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
If you guys are just joining the program, the legend that is Dolly Parton has passed away today at age 80 years old. I think a legend is that, I mean, I didn't realize how big she was because she was a country music star and she had 9 to 5. But when I moved to the UK, the love they had for her when she was playing festivals and you would see the Brits singing Jolene, it was incredible. And the stars that loved her, it was amazing, you know? And
yeah,
her nephew announced just a little while ago that she had passed away. And it's funny, they on CNN, they have legendary musician and philanthropist because the money she gave, including for stuff, you know, for COVID. Do you remember in COVID when she was giving money to some of the research people?
Yeah. Absolutely, dude. She gave like $1 million to Monroe Children's Hospital over here at Vanderbilt. Oh, millions.
That is just insane. Like what she would do.
She never
never looked for the stardom.
Never. Oh man, we have lost such a sweet soul.
That, because when you look at human beings, you want to know that, because they're humans, right? And they're stars, and people look and they always say, never meet your hero. I have never heard anybody say anything outside of she's amazing. And that includes people across makes and models, if you will, from the gays to the straights to black to white to punk rockers to Republicans and Democrats. Everybody all said the same thing.
Right.
They loved her. She was as genuine and as real as you get.
I'm trying to find her nephew on Instagram.
Yeah.
To get the announcement.
But I just it is. Oh, here we go. I've got it. Let's take a listen to this. This is her nephew from earlier today announcing that Dolly had passed away.
Hey, everyone. My name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation, and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
Wow.
Oh, my.
That was her nephew who was the head of her security and passed away at age 80. And you listen to that, and it'd be tough for him because he had to record it, knowing that it was coming. And I knew she was, we all knew that she wasn't well, but never really knew what, because they played everything so close to the vest.
Right.
Like her husband, all of that stuff. So, what a massive loss. At a time when we are divided in so many things.
Yeah.
That was always the lady that kind of brought us together, and I just remember during COVID when people found out that a couple of the scientists were like, oh yeah, she was like, I was always interested, and I just wrote him a check, and you're just like, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
That is the coolest thing ever.
You never read stories about any type of scandal with her?
No.
Yeah, she never, I've never seen any story about her speaking disparaging of anybody, anything. She seemed to steer clear of politics. I'm telling you, man. We always knew that. I always knew this was going to be a huge day.
Yeah.
When this happens. There are some of those iconic actors, and actresses and performers and celebrities that are going to have an impact on the world like this. But there's not a lot of them.
No, there's not. No, there's not. Not anymore either because it's so fragmented.
It's like you said, Brother Chad. This is a global thing with her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because the front page of Sky News is "A Legend Is Lost," Dolly Parton. And when you go look at the retweets and all that kind of stuff, it shows you the impact she had on the world because she was one of those people that would travel the globe and everybody, if she was down under, every concert was sold out and she was loving every second of it. In Japan, any of these places, she was absolutely beloved. And you can't say that a lot about people in today's world. And you said, I'm trying to remember Michael Jackson when he died. That was huge because
absolutely.
He was 50.
Right.
Prince, same thing. He was young. She lived a great life, but it's still such a massive loss when you think about, and like I said, I mean, she was getting ready to do stuff in Vegas. I mean, it wasn't like she'd given up. She was still going.
Right.
Oh, man, just a huge, and the money she gave, and that's the other thing, too. You always find out after the fact because it was never, people would say, oh, Dolly gave it to us. You're like, what? Because she never posted it on her, hey, make sure that everybody knows I gave all this money. There's none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a big deal. And then you look at the talent, too. I mean, all of the greatness, let's not forget, she's a hell of an artist.
Absolutely.
I mean, she gave as good as she got and as far as rocking and rolling the music and, outside of the movie Rhinestone, which was awful, but, I blame that on Sylvester Stallone.
And please, everybody forgive me for my ignorance when I say this, but I believe she wrote most of her own music.
Yeah, she did. She wrote a lot of it. And, she just always had a smile, too. You never see her. When's the last time you saw a picture of her where she looked just like a sourpuss? Like
right.
Life? No, you did. Every time. She looked like whatever she was doing, she seemed to be the kind of person where you could tell she's treating you like you're the only person in the room if you're engaging with her.
Yes, sir.
There are people out there that do that where you're like, whoa. Like that felt like if I saw her 5 years from now, she goes, oh, I remember that kind of thing. And again, she just lived that quiet life with her and her husband. And yet she was and the other thing that I always found fascinating about her is there was just an act. There was never a second act. She was just always Dolly all the way through. And she did the movies. She became a big star on top of all of that. Introduced herself, she had hits in country and she had hits in the top 40, but she also never changed. And as she grew in her fame, it wasn't like she disappeared and then came back with an album 20 years later. She was always doing something. Always was. My mom, I told my wife and she was like, she had tears in her eyes because my wife loves Dolly Parton. And
yeah, my family's crying right now.
I think a lot of people do, So, and I love the fact they put philanthropists because, now we're going to find out all the stories that she probably never wanted out there because she didn't want the attention to be about her.
Right. Man.
And it's, you know what, though? Signing up for 80 to live that life, I think most people take that. And she lived a good life and she was a good person. And I think that's why she got extra life.
Yeah. So, and, they say, it doesn't take long after your spouse goes and these long-term relationships like she had with Carl Dean.
Yeah.
I guess she lasted a little over a year after Carl Dean's death. He died in March of 2025, was it?
Yeah.
So she went over a year without him, but I don't know, man.
Broken heart, because she and if you go back and think about when he died, and then think about it till now, she was never the same. You never saw she didn't do a lot. Then she started having issues, and because that's your human. I mean, that's your ride or die. and that's been there through the thick and the thin and all of the stuff in between and the stuff we didn't see behind the scenes. And the person that knew you better than any other human on earth. And that's, so like you say, you see that a lot with people who have a relationship that lasts that long, that, you hear about people that have been married 60 years and they die on the same day. And, she managed to go long, but it wasn't like she gave up because, she was talking about, hologram, and she was talking about we're going to do something in Vegas. Had already planned.
Yeah.
So, I wonder what it was. Are they saying? Are we figuring any of that out?
About
was it a cancer?
I'm not sure. I'm not seeing that yet.
So, and artist-wise, think about every artist. I guarantee every artist you hear today, whether it's, I even remembering, I think it was the Clash or the Sex Pistols talking about how much they love Dolly Parton. Like, of all the people, you're like, what? You guys? Like you would think. But the influence of, and we're in the Music City, the influence of every one of these young men and women came from people like Dolly. And every, right now, you go look at the young women in country music, but in just music general, how much of an influence she had. What kind of stars she was. And there's not a lot of stars left because everybody's kind of a star because of social media. But she was one of those. It's like when we talk about movie stars, like there's Tom Cruise and there's other people, but nobody's a movie star, just Tom Cruise. So passed away at age 80 today. Her nephew did a 2-minute thing that was obviously planned. It was well filmed. It wasn't just something where he's holding a phone. And that must have been prepared well in advance of this. So obviously they kept that close to the vest too at a time when everything gets out. So we'll be having more of the coverage of the passing of the great, and I do mean the great Dolly Parton. She passed away today at age 80. Legendary musician, legendary philanthropist, and actress, and an all-around amazing human being. And that's the most important thing right there.
Absolutely.
Amazing human being. We'll have more on this. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital. I want you to talk to my friends over at Bulwark Capital. My buddy Zach Abrams, Chief Investment Officer. When I was in the business for a while, people would say, hey, can you take a look at my account? And a lot of times, I was like, just a second opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of times I tell people, look, hey, they're doing good. And for some people, though, you take a look at their account, and you're like, what are they doing? What are you doing? And they're like, what's going on? You're in things you should never be in. And you're in some stuff that is so risk adverse that you couldn't, if you lived a million years, you could never get to a point where you could retire. Don't let that be you. Talk to my friends over at Bulwark Capital. They give you a free risk review. They're all about lowering risk, lowering costs, lowering volatility. It's about risk management. And what can they do fundamentally to help you get to where you want to go as an individual, not as a group of people that they're out there just throwing everything. Hey, we're going to put you in a couple funds and let you go. That's not what it's about. It's absolutely free. Second set of eyes. It's called a Know Your Risk Portfolio Review. Sign up today. It's absolutely free. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. KNOW, riskpodcast.com for your Know Your Risk Portfolio Review from our friends at Bulwark Capital Management.
Investment advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 26112.
All right, drivers, we've got stuff in the way. This crash is just being cleared, which is good news. 24 westbound there at Briley Parkway South. Still got a crash showing, partially blocking the off-ramp right lane. 440 eastbound off-ramp to southbound 65. And then a crash Bell Road eastbound there at Smith Springs Road. Dolly Parton has passed away. We've got full report coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup.
Legend. A lot of you are chiming in, saying the same thing. I always thought she would just be around. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that she always would be around.
It's just...
she's always been there for our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for our lives. By the way, just to give you a snapshot of how big she was. 110 plus career charted singles. 25 country number ones, 2 pop number ones, Island in the Stream, and 9 to 5. 100 plus million albums sold. That doesn't combine the singles. 49 solo albums, 41 top 10 country albums, 25 RIAA gold, platinum, and multi-platinum albums, 10 Grammy Awards out of 50 nominations, 10 Country Music Awards, 14 Academy of Country Music Awards, 3 American Music Awards, 4 People's Choice Awards, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Country Music Hall of Fame, Songwriters Hall of Fame, just to name a few of her achievements. Man, that's good. You sign up for that.
Yeah, man.
Forget she's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, too. And she should be.
Yes. And she kind of reluctantly accepted that.
Yes. Yes. I think she thought, oh, that's not me. But yeah, it was you, because it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But that's what they call it. It's really just the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And you are, like, as far as country music, if we were to say who goes on the Mount Rushmore of country music, yeah, I think you start there. Johnny Cash.
Yep.
You know? And then everybody will have but I mean, it's got to be, like, female-wise, there's no doubt who you start with.
Absolutely.
You know? And you know it's big, too, when every major organization, from the New York Times to the LA Times to Axios and everywhere in between, has it on their front page that she has died.
Well, and like you said, in Europe. It's front page in Europe.
Yes. Oh, big time.
Around the world.
You know, so somebody's like, do you think Matt's going to be able to... Matt and I were talking about Dolly on Saturday. We were playing golf.
I think everybody talked about Dolly everybody talks about Dolly Parton at least once a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just talking about this with Dave, who was over in production yesterday, about what if, and then she did today. And he came in here to talk with me for a second, and we just both couldn't talk because how can you?
No, I know. How can you? It's funny. TB, I think, said, do you think Governor Lee will say, let's have the flags at half mast?
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine what do you think to do on Broadway? Do you remember when Lucille Ball died and they turned off the lights at all the movie theaters, and on Broadway they shut the lights down for the first time, I think it was ever?
Yep.
You know, like something like that.
In the days whenever I had a news department, I would be sending at least 2 reporters to Lower Broad right now. Imagine what Lower Broad is like right now.
Yeah, the news, like, it's permeating through the crowd. That is, you know, people just walking here. They're here because they love country music, and it's Nashville's Music City, and
Country Music Hall of Fame.
Country Music Hall of Fame. And as people are just here enjoying themselves, then finding out that, you know, the legend is passed. So, and the amount of songs, too. She wrote a ton of songs for other people.
Yeah. Channel 4 has gone wall to wall with it. I bet you.
CNN hasn't moved from it.
No. Fox News is still on it.
I mean, it shows you the size of who she was.
Yeah.
You know, some people are devoted, you know, you get a moment, right? You know, it's like Frank Beard died last week. ZZ Top's amazing, but as far as size, no, it's not even close.
No.
You
And
know?
her, some of the one interaction with other genres that I remember, and this was just recently. Brian Johnson of AC/DC, like he has some sort of he had some sort of social media variety show, if you will.
Yeah.
Where he would be like riding in a car with various other artists, like Lady Gaga was one. And then he also did one with Dolly Parton. And I remember her joking with Brian Johnson saying, "Oh, my husband, he just loves AC/DC. I remember I'd have to tell him to turn that AC/DC down. That Carl Dean just loved."
That is so
AC/DC.
funny. And, you brought up like the relationships that are that long and that important. And then, somebody said, well, look at Johnny Cash and,
Oh, yeah.
he lasted, what, only 7 months?
June Carter, man.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have lasted. He'd have been dead long ago without June Carter.
Yeah. And it's it's a tough day. There's no doubt about that. But if you guys just tuned in, Dolly Parton has passed away, age 80. I don't think it was unexpected. Maybe how fast it came towards the end because of all the stuff they were even talking about as of early as late as yesterday. They're talking about certain things. But she passed away today at age 80, and wall to wall here, I'm sure throughout the day. I'm sure Matt, obviously, his love of Dolly will also be on display today. But a legend, no doubt. Very few people you could say that's legendary. And Dolly is one of those people you look and go, legendary. Best way to describe her. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 99.7.
.30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we've got some stuff in the way. Still showing this crash in Berry Hill, the off-ramp right lane block, 440 eastbound to southbound 65. Then we've got Bell Road eastbound at Smith Springs Road. Got a crash reported there. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Dolly Parton has passed away at the age of 80, known for this hit, many others, her philanthropy over the course of her more than 60-year career, her iconic movies, the characters she played. The announcement came through Dolly's official Instagram account and a video message from her nephew, Brian Seaver, speaking on behalf of the Parton family. This is how he ended it.
Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
One of the most successful country artists of all time, selling more than 100 million records worldwide, scoring 25 number one country singles, including classics like Jolene, 9 to 5, Coat of Many Colors, I Will Always Love You, crossing over from country to mainstream stardom, becoming a major force in television and film with roles in 9 to 5, Steel Magnolias. Anybody can get through that movie without crying. Founding Dollywood, which grew into one of the nation's most popular theme park destinations and became a major economic driver for Tennessee, especially East Tennessee. She created the Imagination Library, her signature literacy program that has provided millions of free books to children and is regarded as one of the most successful literacy initiatives in the world. And receiving some of entertainment's highest honors, including multiple Grammy Awards, induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and numerous lifetime achievement recognitions. Dolly Parton passing away, the announcement today at the age of 80. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Beacon Capital Management, you should talk to them. You know, we talk about taxes all the time here, the chaos, craziness of taxes, and what could be coming, $40 trillion in debt. At some point in time, something's got to give. And I think taxes may be on the horizon for everybody, you and me and everybody. But if you're on a fixed income and you're worried about your money lasting, Beacon's going to make sure that it's going to last. And they're going to do that by also sheltering you in a way when it comes to taxes, because it's not how much you save, it's how much you get to keep that matters. That's why Beacon has tons of amazing opportunities to show you how they can take what you've got in your retirement and help you with elevated strategies aimed to reduce the impact of taxes on your retirement income. Call Beacon today, 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303. They help retirees and pre-retirees develop forward-looking tax strategies that will give you greater tax efficiency throughout your retirement. Call Beacon now, 615-488-9303, or check them out online at askbeaconnow.com, askbeaconnow.com. For Beacon Capital Management, this is a paid placement.
For me, the Dolly Parton star is accomplishing every possible thing that I can. I want to mean something. I don't want to just be some joke. I don't want to be the all-American joke, you know, just with the boobs and the hair and the tight belts or the whatever. I want to be a meaningful, artistic, person.
Yeah, I think you more than achieved that. More than achieved that. Dolly Parton passed away today, age 80. So go through and look at some of that. She wrote 3,000 songs.
3,000 songs.
I Will Always Love You, obviously massive. To Daddy, recorded by Emmylou Harris, top 3. Pull It Off Until Tomorrow, co-written with her uncle Billy Owens. Hit number 6, Kentucky Gambler, done by Merle Haggard, reaching number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 country. Co-written with Bill Owens and recorded by Skeeter Davis, Fuel to the Flame. Anytime Skeeter can record something, it's nice to know that Skeeter recorded something. Waltz Me to Heaven by Waylon Jennings for the movie Rhinestone. There Will Always Be Music, covered by Tina Turner in her 74 album. Rainbow Land, which, of course, was co-written and performed with her goddaughter, Miley Cyrus. And Circle of Love, recorded by Jennifer Nettles in 2016 for the Holiday album. Just a few of the things that she participated. 3,000 songs.
And the collaborations, dude.
Yes.
I mean, of late, I've, over the past couple of years, I've really gotten into gospel music and, and just music about, Christ and faith and things. And I got to say, one of my favorite songs that she collaborated with, as far as a faith-based song, is with Brad Paisley, When I Get to Where I'm Going.
Oh,
I mean, I couldn't play it right now without crying my eyes out, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But Brad Paisley, she collaborated with Vince Gill, Alison Krauss, Ricky Skaggs, Ricky's wife, Sharon White, and her family, Emmylou Harris, Linda Ronstadt, collaborated with so many people on not just gospel music, but just, music, period.
Yes.
But, what a talent. My goodness, just natural talent. Her voice.
And like she said, I didn't want to be remembered for the boobs and the belt and the rhinestone and the glitter.
Right. And she was able to joke about those things, too.
Yeah, she was.
She kept she seemed to have a good sense of humor about it. And
she was a tiny person.
Yeah, she was. How tall was she?
I don't think she was more than.
You think I'm taller than she was?
Oh, yeah, you could dunk on her. Like even with her hair, you're taller than her. I don't think she was much more than 4'11".
Oh,
if that. I mean, and she was wee tiny. I mean, I had, I never met her, but I saw her, and we're talking petite, but we're talking tiny. Like the hair added a foot to her.
She was 5 foot even, boys.
Yeah, and that's with hair and shoes.
That's right.
It's like Tom Cruise. I'm 5'9". Sure you are. Sure you are, Tom. We all believe that. We all believe that. 5'9", 5'7" if you're lucky.
She frequently joked, about herself. I mean, she was self-deprecating, and because she was just so humble. One thing she is quoted as saying, "I'm not offended by all the dumb blonde jokes because I know I'm not dumb, and I also know I'm not blonde."
Yes. Oh, by the way, Susan Jared just texted us, said Trump has ordered flags half-staff nationwide for Dolly.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So,
there has never been anyone like her, is what Trump says.
And there hasn't.
No.
She was when you travel around the world and you're able to see, we don't know, stars of other countries. A lot of times you don't know. And it's they lose somebody dies. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe not. Like Cliff Richard in England. He had one hit here, but he was as big as Elvis in England. He was Elvis's nemesis, if you will. When he passes, that's a major thing. She's a global icon. There are very few of those left. Globally, this is the kind of, like you said, we're talking about. I mean, they're in Britain. This is the lead story on the news in Britain. A little country girl.
Yeah.
That did so much for the world. And when you talk about the music, the amount of, I think people forget, entertainers, we give them too much credit in a lot of ways in sports, but they also do things that the average person doesn't do. And you wonder why they make the money they do. Because when they're doing something, they're touching people's souls, they're taking people's minds off things and entertaining them, which, a lot of times the politics and everything nowadays gets in the way, which, again, she stayed away from the politics.
Yeah, I don't recall her. I don't recall seeing or hearing anything from her.
Yeah.
As far as politics was concerned.
No. So
she said this once. It costs a lot of money to look this cheap.
Yep. It costs a lot of money to look this cheap. That is hilarious. So true.
And I think she was born into poverty, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was truly a mountain girl.
When you go listen to them talk, they're like, yeah, dirt floors. Bathroom outside. You're like, what? Now you're living in, gold toilets, but bathroom outside, dirt floors. I mean, she was not born with the silver spoon.
She was the fourth of 12 children born to Robert Lee Parton and A.V. Lee Parton and grew up in a small one-room cabin. 12 siblings.
That's where you guys rotate. 6 of you are on night duty, and the other 6 are sleeping. That's just insane. 12 siblings. And this is how, like, to understand the reach. So my uncle is the biggest nerd you've ever met in the world. I mean, he helped create World of Warcraft, Diablo, the cover of Diablo, the actual ethereal, the angel of the game Diablo. That is his. He drew that when he was like 12. We were kids. He texted me a little while and goes, "Oh, dude, Dolly Parton died, man. I went to Dollywood. It was great. She was awesome." Like, we did a bunch of stuff for the World Cup. He would ask me, "Hey, who's this Cristiano fellow? Who's this Messi guy?"
Yeah.
He knew who Dolly was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how crazy it is when you got some. My wife, I was just talking to her because my little one has her first dental appointment today where she's got to get a shot.
Oh.
It's not going over well.
No, sir.
And then she's like, "Daddy, now mommy's crying because this lady died." You know, she's 8. She didn't know who Dolly is.
Little Charlie.
Yeah. She's like, and I'm like, well, you know, it's like, I told her, I said, she sings a lot of really good songs. She was a really good human being. Trump, very sad to report Dolly Parton, one of the greatest country singers and far beyond ever, has just passed away. This is a true loss for millions of people. There's never been anyone like her and never will. In her honor, I am lowering the American flags throughout the United States for 1 week. Wow. I mean, that is it's amazing.
How many people do you think that her philanthropy has helped? I mean, just...
You know, when you think about, like, the library.
Yeah, just something like that. Just as simple as that.
And when you think about something like that, like you said, think about the people, some young girl that's going to go in there and be inspired and have something that they wouldn't have. Maybe they become a doctor. Maybe they become a writer. Maybe they become a country star. But it's because of what she did. The people, the lives that were saved at the hospitals, the bills that got paid off that we never knew about.
Yeah.
Because you know we're going to find out that stuff now.
Oh, yes.
You know we are. You know you're going to finally get people come out and go, you know, she asked me never to tell the story while she was alive. And somebody's going to come out and say, look, you know, we didn't have the money to pay for our kid's surgery or this, that. You know what's going to happen because that's who she was.
Man, I wonder what it's like on Lower Broad right now.
I know.
It's something down
Mason,
there right
get on your scooter and get down there.
Go down to Lower Broad, Mason.
Don't text while you drive.
No drinking either, Brother Mace.
Oh, you can drink. We're okay with that. Call them. Say, guys, Dolly Parton passed away. People were partying. They're sad place.
Lots of music.
People were singing Jolene. Jolene, Jolene.
Well, I tell you what, boys. I guarantee you there's going to be one heck of a tribute concert.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know there is going to be one hell of a show.
Yes. Yeah. No doubt. What do you think, if you were to say the one song she's remembered for, by everybody?
I Will Always Love You.
Yeah.
I think that's the one, man. And Jolene.
Yeah. I would say Jolene was, when she did Jolene live, everybody would lose their mind when she did Jolene live.
Right.
Like that was the song. It didn't matter if you were down under or in Japan or in the UK. That was like the song that they all loved.
Yes, sir.
But I think I Will Always Love You was so massive. And then, you know, what Whitney did with it, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Which... There's another one.
There's another
way
one.
Too soon.
Way too self-inflicted. You know, way too. And you and I have talked about that. Was it last year when what's his name? The Huxtable.
Theo. Theo.
Yeah.
The one who played Theo. I cannot remember. Jamal Warner.
Yeah. And we're like, he was 50. And then you hear about Dolly. She lived to be 80.
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah. And she lived to be 80. And when you think about that like there's 30 years gone that you had a chance for something. So the life is good. And they're showing her on stage at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you've got Zach Brown rocking out.
Rob Halford.
We got Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
From Judas Priest.
You've got Annie Lennox. You've got, all of these people. And Pink and everybody, Duran Duran, they're all up there. And just the look on everybody's face because they all adored her. right? Even though it was rock and roll and she did a rock album and she didn't really think she deserved it, the fact is they love having her there.
Yeah.
So, just a massive, massive loss. And Trump today, again, saying that it's going to be a full week of flags at half mast over somebody who, as you said, Ken, the most important thing is the people that she helped. She didn't squirrel it away. She didn't do any. She decided, while I'm here, I'm going to do stuff. And I'm loving this. CNN's got this on, and Rob Halford is over there singing a duet with his arm around her in his full leather rock and roll thing. That is just the coolest thing.
The lead singer of Judas Priest.
Yeah. Who says, I got another thing coming and breaking the law. And he's loving every second of it. He is. That's one of the things he tells his kid. I sang with Dolly.
Dolly Parton.
That's right there. I did.
Did you ever run into him in Arizona?
Yes, I saw him a couple times.
Awesome.
Because he loves to ride his motorcycle.
Yeah.
So he's he's an interesting character. You would see him around town, like you'd hear stories and stuff, because it was so weird. I remember one day, I'm like, that guy looks like Rob Halford. And my buddy goes, who's that? I go, lead singer Judas Priest.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh. And then I realized, oh my God, he does live here, because I didn't know he lived there full time, which is a trip. But hey, you know what? Where are you? Would you rather be in England when it's 12 degrees below zero, or February in Arizona where you're wearing flip-flops? There you guys go. Coming up, we need a little inspiration. And for today, we got some inspiration. Our man, Rodney, who's probably feeling the same thing we are with the passing of Dolly Parton, is going to give us some inspirational words that actually, that I picked out today, randomly out of his 5 gazillion things, that I think is perfect for today. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. Home title lock. It's important to protect yourself, your home. Very precious. You work hard for it. It's where your memories are. You know what? People could steal it. It's not hard to do anymore. With AI, they can clone your voice. Everything is public records. Name, address, property information, even documents you've signed. It takes a little of this and a little of that, and within a few minutes, you got fake documents, forge your signature, and right now they put themselves in situations where it's so easy that by the time you realize that something's gone wrong, they've already taken out hundreds of thousands of dollars of equity out of your house, and then, the fight begins. That's why Home Title Lock. They're going to monitor your title 24/7. Now, some cities and stuff, they'll do that, but they won't alert you to anything crazy. They'll monitor it, but they won't do anything. Home Title Lock will. Not only will they tell you about it, they'll protect you. Should something happen and you become a victim of title fraud, they'll spend up to $1 million of their own money restoring your title back to you. That's what I love about Home Title Lock. So don't assume because you've got, I've got homeowners insurance, it's fine. It's not the way it works, kids. It isn't. Check your title records. Find out what's actually on file. Go to HometitleLock.com/Benson. Use code Benson. You can get a free title history report plus a free trial of $1 million triple lock protection today. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code Benson. HometitleLock.com, promo code Benson.
Dolly Parton has passed away at the age of 80. President Trump has ordered flags to half-staff for 1 week to honor her. Following her passing today, we've got a full report coming up at 2. Also, the other top stories of the day on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I think the one thing that in this divided time, every American could agree on was that we love Dolly Parton. You could love Dolly Parton for a million different reasons because she had succeeded in so many ways and retained her integrity and her greatness in every sphere of entertainment.
Yeah, that right there. Chris Connolly, of course, who was on MTV forever and a day.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the things, right? Like, for a nation that's divided in so many ways, for the algorithms of anger and all of this stuff, the one thing we all agree on, oh yeah, we love Dolly. We all protect Dolly.
Yep.
Protect Dolly with your life. She's the queen, if you will. His name is Rodney. He gives us
yes, sir,
some love each and every day. And this may be as needed as possible. And this was just a rando that I got today from him.
Some days are just crap. It's just full of a bunch of just stupid nonsense, stupid crap.
Yes, sir.
And that's okay. Because even if your day is crap, you're going to be okay. Plus, the crappy days make the really good days even better. So just remember, next time you're having a crappy day, don't worry about it. It'll be over. And then someday you'll have a really good day, and you'll go, hey, this is a really good day. If they're all really good, then none of them are good. So you got to have some bad ones to just sort of even things out. So have a super freaking awesome crappy day. Okay, bye.
Spot on.
Yes, sir, Brother Randy.
Super crappy, awesome day. Because some days are just crap. And this is one of those days where, last hour at this time we were talking about it and you're like, oh my God. And then I look over and front page of Drudge, Dolly had passed. And some days are just crap. And this is one of those days that, yeah, it's crap. But then you look back and you go, okay, well, sad, but the celebration, right? And I think Chris Conley said it at a time of division and anger and everybody at everybody's throats, there was somebody who everybody goes, oh, yeah, we all love her. She's great. Like, protect Dolly at all costs. She's great. She is. And it is a loss. It is a loss. But I think it's, you got to celebrate and celebrate her for 80 years of living life, which seemed to be absolutely the best and charmed life. She lost her husband last year, but she gave everybody smiles. And today there's tears, but, smiles with that. And lots of, I bet you if you go to Spotify today for the next couple days, off the charts is going to be every song that she has.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about that. Coming up, more coverage of the passing of the great Dolly Parton. Chad Benz Show, Super Talk, 99.7.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, right now, we've got a crash blocking the left lane. This is going to be Ellington Parkway northbound between Spring Street and Cleveland Street in East Nashville. Got another one on Bell Road that's going to be right there at Smith Springs Road. Then a crash on Murfreesboro Pike westbound. That's going to be after Bell Road. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes.
This is a special report from ABC News. Dolly Parton has died. Starring roles in movies like Steel Magnolias and 9 to 5.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try.
Parton had earned 11 Grammy Awards. In total, she was nominated some 54 times at the Grammys. She also won a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2011. Parton had been struggling with health issues for the past several years. Last year, she marked the passing of her husband, Carl Thomas Dean. Dolly Parton was 80 years old. In a statement, her team says her legacy was one of love, compassion, and resilience. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
And again, President Trump has announced flags will be lowered to half staff for a 1-week period in honor of Dolly Parton. In other news, we're learning about a tragic incident involving a child killed after being struck by a dump truck this morning in Tullahoma. Tennessee Highway Patrol says troopers are investigating, but the circumstances still unclear. Channel 4 spoke to a mother there at the intersection of Country Club Drive and Kings Lane in Tullahoma where it happened.
I've seen several people run that stop sign, that new stop sign. I've seen it firsthand. So unfortunately, I'm not surprised, but I hate it because, people should regardless be always watching, especially for kids during the morning, especially in the afternoons too.
She says a flashing stoplight has just recently been installed at that intersection, but again, we do not know the reason for this incident involving this child and the dump truck. Highway Patrol is investigating. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee, Ascension St. Thomas Midtown says it has added new pharmacy safeguards after medications injected into patients' spines were mistakenly swapped, leaving at least one patient paralyzed, according to that patient's family. But pharmacy safety expert Dr. Stephen Eckel, who teaches at the University of North Carolina's Eshelman School of Pharmacy and is also a longtime hospital pharmacy administrator, telling News Channel 5's Jennifer Krause the changes Ascension announced are the same many hospitals have already encouraged to use.
And so it sounds like these sorts of steps should already have been in place.
Those are steps that we should be using in the care of patients, correct?
Hospital has now added barcode scanning, independent reviews, and second pharmacist checks. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
I'd say happy Tuesday. I think it's a sad and celebratory Tuesday. Dolly Parton passed away at age 80. A friend of mine sent a meme. It's got Dolly Parton standing next to death. That says, it's time to go, Dolly. She goes, "Can I ask you a question? Was I a good country singer?" He said, "No, you were a legend. You were the greatest singer of all time, and your love for others and charities made you a legend. You'll be remembered forever." I think it's pretty much about right. Absolutely. She passed away at age 80. There had been health problems. We knew that. It was announced by her nephew on Instagram earlier today.
Hey, everyone. My name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation, and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
It was well said.
That was, man.
And you could hear it, even though at the time that he was doing that, she was still alive. He knew, obviously, it was coming. And, you know, getting it ready, that's a tough thing. That is a tough thing. Jackson is currently in because apparently we're going through, we're going through producers, Ken, like Spinal Tap goes through drummers.
I'm telling you, dude, this is our third producer.
Yeah, we had Ryan, we had Mason, we had that Bell character.
Fourth producer.
Yeah, fourth. Yeah, and then now we got Jackson. How you doing, brother?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Pretty good. How's Matt doing?
He's doing okay.
Tough day. People keep asking. You think Matt? I think Matt's going to be.
He's lining up some folks.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Well, he's lining up some folks we're going to try to talk to, some artists. I've got some quotes from some artists.
Yeah.
Reba McEntire. Dolly, thank you for all the wonderful things you did for us here on Earth. Your love, your music, and you gave so much with your huge, huge heart. There will never be another you. Her co-actress in 9 to 5, Lily Tomlin, simply just says no words. And then Keith Urban, heartbroken today. Honestly, I have no words right now. Trace Adkins, I knew her to be the angel that they think she was, and I'll miss her. Dolly, I'll always love you. Jamie Lee Curtis praised Parton's courage and legacy, writing that she was, quote, a great example for us all. And the Fonz, Henry Winkler, what a sad day for America. What a sad day for the world. You were a treasure on this earth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure there's many, many more.
Oh, so many more
coming in. I got to look up Rob Halford.
Yeah, I know he's probably devastated. Donald Trump earlier today, very sad report that Dolly Parton, one of the greatest country singers and far beyond ever capitalized, just passed away. He wrote, "This is a true loss for millions of people. There's never been anyone like her and never will." He continued, "In honor, I am lowering the American flags throughout the United States for 1 week period beginning tonight at 6 p.m. Rest in peace, Dolly. The world loves you. President Donald J. Trump." And wall-to-wall news. So CNN has covered it for the last hour. They've not. Canada, nobody's talking about. Iran, nobody. Like Trump called it, like Iran, sorry, but Dolly passed today.
Yeah.
No, Dolly passed. No. We lower flag too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that's how big. Because I was thinking about this, and it sounds morbid, but the reality is what the reality is Dolly. Okay, like who else? Mick. Paul. Ringo.
Yeah. They'll be huge.
They'll be those are huge.
William Shatner will be huge.
Yeah, that will be, and Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson will be huge.
But all of them, we think of them in the music or the stars that they were. She was bigger than the star. The star became secondary in the last 25 years. Her personality and the philanthropy and her as a human being, I think. But when I was thinking about like who's left out there, that's a mega star that everybody goes, oh, like Paul McCartney, obviously, Mick Jagger, massive star, because there's not many that are that globally recognized in such a way. Because Tom Cruise as far as movies, but he's just gonna get taken up by the spaceship, so he doesn't have anything to worry about or whatever it is that he's doing. By the way, every time I see Tom Cruise, I'm like, there's no way you're like 60 whatever years old you are, or Brad Pitt. What are you guys made of?
Right.
Good God. But when it's wall to wall on Fox, on CNN, MS Now, like all of these, when it's wall to wall, that's how big of a star. And I was thinking, like, Michael Jackson, because it was such just out of nowhere, because you didn't think of Michael having those kind of, you thought that maybe the mental issues, the pressure, but you never thought of it in that way. Like Elvis, though. I remember when Elvis died. I was young, but I remember being at my great grandmother's house when he died. And it was such a, because I just knew him as the dude in the white suit, but I didn't, like seeing people cry and stuff, and I didn't really grasp it. But then when John Lennon got shot, obviously that was a big deal. But it is,
Dude, Murphy just popped in here and kind of along the lines of what you were just talking about. The only other passing of a celebrity as big since Elvis, as big as this, I think is Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Where the world, like Michael as big as that was, because the world just stopped.
Yes.
And I will say in a weird way, Kobe, because of how it happened and what happened, was so massive.
That was massive.
But Michael Jackson, like, everybody just stopped. Like, it was frozen in time.
Mm-hmm.
That they're at the hospital, and then, because once you figure somebody's gone to the hospital for something, like, it's like, oh, that's serious.
Yeah.
That's not but this is, I can't even remember. Somebody said Clint Eastwood, could you imagine, Eastwood is that kind of thing.
He'll be big too.
He'll be big too. But Dolly, there's just something, because
it's just different, man.
It is just different. That's exactly. It's just different because of, as Chris Connolly said, the guy from MTV, and he's now works at ABC, said, everybody was in agreement. No matter who you were, everybody loved Dolly. Didn't matter. Black, white, punk rock, Republican, Democrat, progressive, wackadoos. Everybody loved Dolly.
Yeah.
And Princess Diana, that was a different world, I will tell you.
Yeah.
And I will say that, to me, because I had been in Europe and I had recorded stuff, it's really weird and it's kind of creepy. Every couple months, they record stuff for the family if they die. And so I had recorded some stuff for that. And my buddy goes, dude, I heard you. I was like, what? And I'm like, because I had been there and done some stuff in the past, because they, they're always ready to go live with it. But because Princess Diana was so young and because of how it happened, that was also massive. And it's, for Dolly, I mean, they're showing all the pictures of, her star on the Walk of Fame, covered in flowers.
Seth MacFarlane. The news of Dolly Parton's passing is devastating. Her kindness, generosity, and authenticity were evident from moment one. The world is a dimmer place today without her.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal. One of one. We must make more. And then John Rich. Dolly Parton, an American original and an absolute country music hero. The whole world will miss you.
Yes.
And Pink. Pink shared a photo of Parton with a broken heart emoji shortly after the news broke, and that's all she could muster.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are just saying there's no words.
No. How can you at a time when you think about how big of a star she was in life? And I think that's the thing that separated in a way because of her philanthropy. Because you've never heard anybody come out and go, you know what, I waited on her once and she tipped me a nickel and told me I was. You've never heard an ill word said about her.
I've never heard it, ever.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any out there either, man.
No. I don't. I don't think there's any out there about that. I mean, when we look at, the stars and we look at all the people, there's always something, but this is just universally, we lost a legend. I mean, the front pages of all the British newspapers, Japan, Australia, it has Dolly. Because she had that kind of effect. And, COVID hit. She was a bright light in COVID.
Yes.
And she gave money to labs and to scientists that were working on stuff so we could get out of this mess. And she didn't want the praise.
Right.
And, it's now she's up there with, you think her and Kenny are singing.
Boy, it's kind of like that Stephen King. I read a short story from Stephen King once. It was called They Had a Hell of a Band.
Yes.
It was about just an old dirt road that wound up in a place where all these old, these passed away singers would just play concerts. But I'm with you, Brother Chad. There's going to be one heck of a concert up there.
When, doing voiceover and stuff as a kid growing up, I've got this giant picture at my house of Mel Blanc, the great. And after he died, they did a commemorative poster.
Yeah.
And it had all the voices that he had done, all the characters, and it had a microphone and the light was shining on it and all of their heads were down.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing here where, you know what? Yeah. Like you said, on Broadway right now, whew,
I just cannot imagine what Lower Broad is going to be like.
No. And Trump
we could send Brother Jackson down there, but he wouldn't come back.
But he wouldn't come back. See, there's the problem with Jackson, because I've not worked with Jackson except outside in the wild.
Right.
And I know this. The first time I worked with Jackson, we were at the curling thing. And I look over, and there's a bowling alley, and Jackson's got his feet up on the bowling thing, and he's eating a snack.
And I bowled.
And you bowled. Not well, but you bowled.
That was a fun show.
It was. I look over, I'm like, what the hell is going on? I thought he was, never mind. Ken and I were like, really? This is what's going on here?
But Lower Broad is, man, it is something today.
Yes. It absolutely is. Well, because of the legend that not only she was, but the legend will be remembered, and the amount of people that she has touched with her philanthropy is something that will continue to live on, which is amazing. We got wall-to-wall coverage today. Dolly Parton's passing at age 80. We've got more straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is incredible. I love Relief Factor. I take it every single day. Aches and pains in your joints and your muscles. It happens and it sucks. Let me tell you something. As we get older, You know what? We don't always eat the best. Inflammation is the number one cause of that. And when you take Relief Factor, it combats that. It actually takes it on from the inside out. It's not about masking the pain. It's about addressing the issue from the inside out. And that's what Relief Factor does. Third-party formulated, right? Tested right here in the USA, packaged right here in the USA. And they look for potency and purity. And they've got it. Over 1 million customers use Relief Factor, and I am one of them, and I swear by it. It helps me continue to do the things that I love to do, and I'm able to do them more and more thanks to Relief Factor. Try a 3-week quick start of Relief Factor now. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800, the number 4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Dolly Parton has passed away today at the age of 80. We will have a full report on that and other top stories right now in Middle Tennessee. There's a lot going on. We've had an officer-involved shooting in Middle Tennessee and a tragedy involving a young child and a dump truck today. Also, new safety measures in place at Ascension St. Thomas Midtown following the pharmacy error that injured 4 patients. All these stories and more coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
You ever think about what you'd want your legacy to be?
There's a lot of wonderful things that's happened to me. I think one of the things I'm proudest of is the Imagination Library. But of course, I'm a writer and a singer, and I'm in both Songwriter Hall of Fame, you know, the big one, the country music, and the other one up there with the big guys. I'm just trying to leave as much stuff. I just want to see how much I can do in a lifetime. And I've been blessed, and I've been lucky, and I don't take any of that for granted, but I just want it to be remembered well.
Yeah, well, I think you are.
Yes, sir.
As you talk about the pouring of tributes from every walk of life, from politics to pop culture to movie stars and, you know, just comedians, people who, that, again, she touched the lives of so many people, and it didn't matter where you were on the political spectrum. It didn't matter in any of that. She touched everybody's life. And it's like I said, since Michael Jackson, I cannot think of anybody this big.
Yeah, having this much impact on the world. Yeah, she was the definitely the undisputed queen of country music. Well, we've got something from whom I think is arguably the king of country music, George Strait.
Yeah.
You've had such a huge impact on so many people all over the world, Dolly Parton. We will all miss you. May God bless the Parton family.
Man, that is, yeah. I would say he is the king of country music, wouldn't you? He's up there.
He is to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I love so many country artists. I mean, I still love Hank Williams Jr. I love Hank Williams Jr. I mean, he could be considered the king of country music too, but I think he and George Strait are different.
Yes, I think Hank Williams is, kind of that outlawy, old schoolish. When you go back, a little bit of the rowdy. But I think when you look at somebody like George Strait, he is kind of like in the straightforward country like icon that sells out stadiums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hank Jr., man, I mean, you see a Hank Jr. show and it's like it's almost like a rock and roll show.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that dude can freaking rock. So they're just kind of different. But
yeah. But there's no doubt, like, I can think of, there are other women that were great country music artists, and even some that may sell more albums, but when it comes to just, if you're going to put them on the Mount Rushmore of country music, if you don't start with her, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You could start and end with her in reality.
I think one thing for Gen Xers, we're losing a lot of people that were just always there. A lot of these celebrities that we're losing here lately, I mean, I think it's just making us, it's making us think about our own mortality.
Yes, I think that's
we're
a big deal.
We're next in line, man.
We started the show talking about that.
Yeah.
Right? We started the show talking about, stuff that your wife's going through and my mother-in-law and all this kind of stuff. And we started, you learn to live with it. And this is kind of what it is. And you take care of yourself the best that you can. But yeah, the stars, right? They're people that we grew up with who are, well, they're passing. And, Michael Jackson, again, that's our age, and that was sudden. But, yeah, they were always there. And now they're not there. And there's a mortality of, you're in the third quarter now.
Yes.
Halftime's over.
That's where we're at, dude.
You're in the third
quarter.
Yeah. And you hope, okay, good. Well, I hope I still have, I hope we go to overtime.
I hope Bell's playing quarterback.
Bell. For those of you not here. So, old Jackson comes in on the old, the intercom thing into my ear and goes, dude, I was totally looking forward to doing fun stuff, talking about like superheroes and all kinds of stuff. And then Dolly died. And now it's all sad. He goes, I've been watching all the movies.
I was ready.
You were ready,
Got one from Blake Shelton here.
What'd he say?
I can say with absolute certainty that we are all feeling the same heartbrokenness today. I only got to spend any real time with Dolly when Gwen and I got to work with her on The Voice. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know that she was the, in all caps, exact person that you think she is. It was like being with the funniest, most loving, most caring, and closest member of your family. Truly a loss for the entire world. We love you, Dolly. Blake Shelton.
Yeah, that's what you want to hear. Like you said, you haven't heard, you never did. Even when she was alive, you never heard any scandals, right? She even joked about, like the scandals of all the affairs and whatnot. She would laugh about it because that was part of the game that she played. Like she said, there's brains underneath the blonde. And, but no, as far as treating people, you hear the same thing over and over again. She treated the star that was with her the same way that she would treat the person who was cleaning the tables. And that's that right there, as you treat the least of us, right? Kind of thing. And she seems to be that kind of person. We'll have more on the passing of Dolly Parton. I know Matt's got a big shows lining up stuff. It just hit us right before the end of the first hour. And a day that look back and say, wow, an amazing woman and all the amazing things that she did. And we've got a lot of amazing things that she did that now is starting to slowly but surely come out as we said it was going to. People start to say, let me tell you what she did for me. We'll have some of that straight ahead. Chad Benso, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers still showing that crash on Ellington Parkway northbound, but it's been moved off on the right shoulder there between Spring Street and Cleveland Street. And then Nashboro Village got that crash, Murfreesboro Pike westbound after Bell Road, then Bell Road eastbound at Smith Springs Road. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. Fans are mourning the death of Dolly Parton, the country music legend known for her lilting voice and writing songs that hit home, including Jolene and I Will Always Love You. Parton turned to acting in 9 to 5. And she also expanded her empire to support charities close to her heart, but Parton always kept to her Southern roots. In an interview with ABC's Barbara Walters, Parton talked about her push to be seen beyond her looks.
I want people to know there's some brains beneath the wig and a heart beneath the boobs. And I think people are beginning to see that.
Her publicist says Parton died in Nashville, Tennessee, peacefully and with family. Her nephew, Brian Seaver, says they'll make sure her legacy lives on.
Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil. She farmed songs and happiness.
Parton was 80 years old. This is ABC News.
Here in Middle Tennessee, authorities investigating an officer-involved shooting in Fairview. Police responded to a call connected to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office where officers fired shots. The Williamson County Sheriff's Office says Fairview officers were closer to the scene. Deputies were not present when the shooting happened. The TBI is investigating. Few details have been released. Tennessee Highway Patrol investigating after a young child was killed in an incident involving a dump truck this morning in Tullahoma. The Highway Patrol says it is a pedestrian fatality incident. Happened at the intersection of Kings Lane and Country Club Drive, but the cause and circumstances remain under investigation. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Kids are heading back to school. It's time to make sure your home is ready too. Right now, Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is helping you save for their biggest back-to-school offers of the season. So when you schedule HVAC maintenance, complete any HVAC repair, you're going to get a free dryer vent cleaning, minimum $500 HVAC repairs to qualify. Top of that, if you're thinking about a new system and you purchase a high-efficiency HVAC unit, you're going to be entered in to win Busy Bee's Healthy Hive giveaway. So it's a $1,500 sponsorship for local school of your choice, which is amazing. That's what I love about Busy Bee and how they give back to the community. Plus, qualified teachers, faculty, and staff can receive free Beehive membership when a customer purchases or renews one and gifts it to them. And if you've got any plumbing work that's needed, they're going to come out. They're going to give you a $500 gift card with qualifying whole home repipes or mainline replacements. And with approved credit, you can enjoy 0% financing for 18 months. Call Busy Bee today, whether it's HVAC or plumbing, 615-775-7833. That's 775-7833 or online at busybeehvac.com. Home title lock, title fraud. This is when criminal they get your property information, and they can do it because it's public records. It's simple to steal. Today's world of AI, they could do it in a heartbeat. And what happens is they go and they take out seconds on your home, or they may even sell your home, and you don't even know it about. It's that simple to do. It's called title fraud. It's happening more and more. Big article last week, a couple weeks ago. It's easier to steal a home than it is a TV in Arizona, and it's happening more and more. So why not talk to my friends over at Home Title Lock? Let them show you how they can protect your home title, because it's what you got, your memories, right? It's what you work hard for. It's your future. Home Title Lock will monitor your home 24/7. Okay, if anything happens, they'll alert you. And if you become a victim of title fraud, they'll spend up to $1 million of their own money restoring your title. So why don't you do this? Go to HometitleLock.com/Benson. They're going to give you a free title history report, plus a free trial of $1 million triple lock protection. It's HometitleLock.com, promo code Benson. A lot of people assume because they have, I've got home, insurance. It's not the same. Home Title Lock is going to protect you from something because it is a nightmare to try to get your title back, and it costs a ton of money. HometitleLock.com/Benson. Use the promo code Benson. HometitleLock.com, promo code Benson. Passing of the great Dolly Parton today, 80 years old. A lot of people are saying, too, the mortality thing for the Gen Xers, people our age, that we're in the second half now.
Yes, we are.
And
unfortunately, Brother Bilal is the quarterback.
He is. That dude is on IR. He's injured reserve all day.
I hope he's all right. Have you heard from him?
I think he's going to be all right. He did not feel good. He was in here today. His stomach started hurting really, really bad. And Ken and I were joking because we were sitting there as he's like, and we're sitting there talking about all the problems with ours. Like, my knee hurts, my ankle hurts, my wife this. What about my wife's the same thing. She's in perimenopause. And we were joking about, we would 20 years ago, what the hell are you? Who's wrong? What's wrong with you weirdos?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, when I was Jackson's age and I'd hear people our age talking like that, whatever. That's never going to happen to me.
No. So, Dolly, January 19th, 1946, tiny one-room cabin along the Little Pigeon River, Locust Ridge.
Yes, sir.
Great Smoky Mountains, East Tennessee. 12. There was 12 kids. Just want you guys to remember that.
12 kids in that little bitty cabin.
Yeah. A subsistence farmer and sharecropper.
Amazing.
How about this? The payment. Money was so scarce that her father could not afford to pay the doctor in cash for a delivery. Instead, he paid the attending country doctor, Dr. Robert F. Thomas, with a sack of cornmeal.
Yep. Which was probably huge.
Yes.
Back then.
And by the way, Dolly honored Dr. Thomas by helping found a health clinic in his memory.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Loved her life, never spoke ill of poverty, never spoke ill of how that upbringing, was. Says, there was just, she looked back on it fondly. When you think about it, all the people that struggle in life and you look back at the driving force of what got you out of there and how sad it was. She didn't look at it like that. She didn't. So she said music was woven into her life from birth. Her mother, Ava Lee, sang old Appalachian ballads.
Yes, sir.
And folklore songs to keep the children entertained. But it was her uncle, Billy Owens, who looked and said, she's got talent, and gave Dolly her first guitar. So,
and she probably just knew how to play it. She just knew.
I think that's it. There was something about, the just knowing. Like there was a sense of picking it up.
In her.
Yeah, and of all the kids, and I'm sure they were all singing and having a good time, old Uncle Billy looked and goes, that's the talent.
There's
right
one.
There's one. 3,000 songs she wrote. 3,000.
How many albums did it say? I forgot. I've got to go back.
So here we go. So let's look at this. 110 career charted singles. 25 country number one hits on the Billboard charts. A record for female country artists. 2 number ones on the contemporary. 100 million albums sold.
Wow.
49 studio albums. 41 top 10 country albums on the Billboard top country album charts. 25 plus RIAA gold, platinum, multi-platinum albums. She's got 10 Grammy Awards and a Lifetime Achievement Award. So it's 11 total. 10 Country Music Association Awards, 14 Academy of Country, which I'm sure they're going to add more, 3 American Music Awards, 4 People Choice. She's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Country Music Hall of Fame, and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. And as she said, that's the big one. I'm in the big one. Like she said, I'm in the Country Music Hall of Fame, but she also said, I'm in the big one.
Right.
With all the other ones. That included the song that she will probably be, it's the song she's probably most remembered for, but it's the song that she didn't sing, which is I Will Always Love You.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and she even said it, like, no matter how good I sang it, nobody sang it like Whitney.
Whitney did nail it.
Yeah, you want to know that. Like, Whitney is... So, my little one, she turns 8. This week's her...
Little Charlie.
Yeah, last week was her birthday. Her birthday party for her brother, and everybody came out. Her birthday's this week. She lives for animals. It's her favorite thing in the world. This is all she wants to do is train animals, works with animals. She takes care of animals all day. She got a puppy that they're picking up on Friday.
All right.
Little Maltipoo. She wanted a fox, but I'm like, look, I'm not going to get a fox. There's no way that you should be able to get a cool animal and I can't get a capybara and I get yelled at.
Dude. That's right.
She told my wife, I'm going to name it Dolly.
Well, I'll be.
And I thought, oh.
Now, what's little Bowie going to think of Dolly?
Bowie's going to love it because it's a girl.
Okay. There we go.
And see, he thinks he's big news. So Bowie and her will get along. So, which is what, that's Bowie follows Charlie and Charlie loves Bowie. But it's a tiny little dog. It's like they weigh like a pound, little Maltipoos.
Yeah.
And my wife wanted to get a female dog because male dogs pee. Doesn't matter what you do. They're always trying to mark stuff. Like, this is mine. I peed on top of you, so I own it.
Even if they don't still have their team.
Even if they don't have their scabobbers. They're still trying to own stuff. So, goodness me. But are you ready for this? Here's some stuff.
Let's hear it, brother.
More than 300 million books. That she's, when you look out there, all the books and stuff that she's sending out, giving to people, that's the whole thing. Mailed, getting out there
amazing
to people because she wants that. So, which is incredible. So, I mean, just insane. Insane. She wrote I Will Always Love You. On the same afternoon, she wrote Jolene. As a goodbye to Porter Wagner and released it in 1974. Elvis wanted it. But the night before the session, Colonel Tom Parker said, Presley's only going to do it if he gets half the publishing, meaning half of everything song earned. She had been in Nashville 10 years by then. She said no, cried all night. Whitney Houston cut her version, held the #1 spot for 14 weeks. Forbes put her royalties just from that time at $10 million. She put some of that money into an office complex in Nashville called The Place, the house that Whitney built.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool right there. Colonel Tom Parker. Nobody cried with you. I'll tell you that right now.
Bret Michaels, lead singer of Poison. Dolly, you have forever added so much to our world and will forever be loved.
Yeah.
Blondie posted a poignant tribute to Instagram featuring an image of Parton accompanied simply by a heart emoji. Oh, Belinda Carlisle stated she was of the Go-Go's. She was completely heartbroken by the news.
Wow.
Oh, I got to take this call.
All right. Is it Dolly? She calling you? Ken. So, Jackson, you're a youngster. What are you? You're going to be the governor here. And would you, I mean, obviously, you're from the area, if you will. Dolly Parton, like, what do you even know about Dolly?
A legend. I mean, you grow up hearing about Dolly Parton around here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of, she's just one of those figures who is always, you never heard anything bad, just a pure legend.
Yeah, that's the big thing. She's a legend. And because you're a younger generation. And but the younger generation, she was was it Coachella a few years ago? When she did Jolene, that place went nuts. I mean, it's crazy.
She did the halftime show for the Cowboys Thanksgiving game 3 years ago.
That's right. I mean, they got Dionne Warwick on there. That's the other thing when you get to that age and you start to see your contemporaries. I mean, Dolly's, she's, quarter century older than me. But when you're at that age, your contemporaries start passing and you're looking over and we've talked about the mortality side of stuff. That comes from age, not like Elvis, obviously, had a lot of issues long before he died. Michael Jackson, the issues he had with sleeping and the things the average person's not going to die because they took too much propofol. It just isn't going to happen because you don't have a doctor in your house doing that. But, you look around and that's something right there. The age side of stuff. Just crazy. When you start to think about, as Ken and I were joking about earlier, all the aches and the pains and you look around and you think, it's the nature of the beast. Nobody gets out of here alive. It's how you leave it that matters. And, Chris Connolly, who worked for years with MTV, and I think he said this, spot on about who she was and just how much that she was loved by everybody at a time when we don't love everybody.
I think the one thing that in this divided time, every American could agree on was that we love Dolly Parton. You could love Dolly Parton for a million different reasons because she had succeeded in so many ways and retained her integrity and her greatness in every sphere of entertainment.
Yeah, and I think that is spot on right there. The fact that everybody loved her, nobody has anything bad to say about her, and how she transcended music and she transcended generations. She was in the wheelhouse of, for me, the first time I, remember it was 9 to 5, kind of thing. And because my mom was she loved country. Yeah. And I'd heard the songs, but that's when I first went, ooh. And then from there, though, she transcended it with philanthropy and the Dolly Parton, when you go out and you have Dolly World and you have all of this stuff, but the giving that she did. And, a legend, no doubt lost. We're going to wrap it up. Matt is here. He's got a big show today, a lot about Dolly. I'm assuming lots of people coming on. We'll find out who's going to be joining him this afternoon. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Bench, Street Talk 997. wrapping it up on this sad but celebratory day. Dolly Parton passed away at age 80. Matt's still working on trying to get as many people as possible on the show today. I'm sure he's going to line it up. As I said, it happened just as we close out our first hour.
I got a comment here from Governor Bill Lee if y'all want to hear it.
Yes.
See, he was talking to Fox News just a moment ago.
She was talented. She was gifted. She was accomplished. She was a person who knew how to be successful. And yet, as you said, she came from from rags to riches, and she didn't believe that she was that remarkably different from everyone else. And she tended to pull people along with her and believe in the very best. And, she genuinely thought everyone could and can and has it within them, the ability to do that. And not just fame and success like the world views it, but, kind of her coat of many colors songs that basically says, you are uniquely made yourself, and whoever you are and whatever you have, it's wonderful. That is the kind of success that Dolly saw in other people. She pulled it up time and time again, both in her music and in the works that she did and the words that she used. She did have a deep, profound faith that gave her an identity in something beyond herself. And
Governor Bill Lee there.
So
on the passing of Dolly Parton.
We were talking about Rob Halford.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the night he met her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He said he said 3 or 4 days before they performed, Jolene, he said, I just knew I was going to meet her. He was going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He goes, I got an email that said, hey, would you like to come on and sing some stuff with me, Jolene? And he goes, it was the greatest. He goes, first of all, here he was, a gay man. He goes, I had nothing to wear. She liked sparkles and rhinestone. I had to go out and get some stuff. And he said it was the most surreal thing in the world because he had always loved her. And at the end of the night, she looked at him and said, I just love you and I love your beard. And she started cleaning his beard. And he said, it was credible. He said, she starts cleaning my beard. It was so surreal. I'm meeting a legend and she's tickling my beard and going, so you're going to sing some Jolene with me? I was just floating. That's the guy that sings Breaking the Law.
I remember seeing that too.
Oh,
that was great.
That is so funny.
Rob Halford up there singing Jolene with Dolly Parton.
Just incredible. I mean, when you think about all of the people, and it's funny, he's posting pictures and just because this is a guy who is, again, singing songs, breaking the law, and you got another thing coming, and his thrill is meeting Dolly. That's incredible. That is incredible. Matt's going to have wall-to-wall stuff, I'm sure, today. Jackson, are you ready for that?
Yep.
Jackson was all excited because he thought, well, it sucks for Bell, coming in here, working that one day that he worked before he had to leave. And he'll be back hopefully tomorrow. But you were excited because you're like, oh, cool. We could talk about, stuff.
Listen to some heavy metal music.
Yeah. You don't look like a heavy meddler, though.
No.
Country. Are you?
Country. A little bit of R&B, rap.
Yeah.
Rock.
There we go, Brother Jackson.
They just had Dionne Warwick on talking about, because they did stuff together, too.
Dionne Warwick.
Yes.
When's the last time I thought about Dionne Warwick?
I don't know. It's been a while, But she's another legend.
Yeah.
But, man, rest in peace, Dolly. No doubt. What a day.
Just thank you for everything you did.
Absolutely. All the great stuff that she did, the philanthropy, but also a thank you because of the music.
Yeah.
The entertainment, the how many people, how many marriages, fell in love with songs that she wrote or danced, to, father-daughter dance, just stuff like that, in the moment you don't think much of, but looking back, it's amazing and a life well lived. There is no doubt about that. So Matt's got a big show. Has been scurrying around, putting stuff together. Again, the legend that is Dolly Parton passed away today at age 80. tributes from every make and model of life, if you will, from the hard rockers to the actors to foreign dignitaries to the President of the United States, all pouring in on the treasure that was our American treasure, passing away today at age 80. You guys have a blessed and amazing rest of your day. Be kind to each other. We'll do it again tomorrow.